Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
At the top tonight, 60 years. That's how long one man will spend in prison. 36-year-old Jeremiah Nervarez pleaded guilty yesterday in a deadly 2022 road rage shooting. 29-year-old Andrew Rangel was shot and killed on I-35 near Binns Engelman. A witness caught that shooting on video, and a jury handed down the 60-year prison sentence earlier today. You know, being able to take a shower is just a basic necessity and something that people who are unsheltered just can't take for granted. They only have a few places in San Antonio to do that. And now that the city stopped a program, the unsheltered have one less place to go. The night team's Avery Everett finds out what happened. She also spoke with churches that are stepping up to help.
Some people might take it for granted, it's just a shower. But when you come in here and they come back with a big old smile.
As you step into Last Chance Ministries Impact Center,
Watch your step.
There's one common sound from open to close.
Did you expect the shower to be one of the most popular parts of the Impact Center?
I wasn't expecting the shower.
This single stall gives people without shelter a chance to clean off. Open twice a week from 10 to 2. Dozens of people stop by for a shower each day.
We only give them 6 minutes because there's a line. We have 4 hours of just people waiting to take a shower.
The pastor says over the last month, crowds have continued to pile up.
The need is huge.
But the list of where you can get a shower is now one shorter. This month, the city of San Antonio stopped its homeless mobile shower unit, a decision the Department of Human Services says came after budget cuts and a complicated operation.
We just had a number of things on it break because it was being transported.
Groups like Haven for Hope and Christian Assistance Ministry still have daily showers open to people experiencing homelessness.
We've got two sides.
What gap does this shower fill in our community?
This is not just a shower service. This is meant to be one step forward to getting off the street.
And more churches are looking into alternative options.
We're thinking about even opening more.
To bring a sense of normalcy to all of San Antonio.
It does the job.
That's it.
Running water for a reason. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
All right. Right now, there's a fight between the Bexar County District Attorney's Office and the man who's in jail while police search for his wife. We're talking about the Suzanne Simpson case. She's the almost parked mother who's been missing for weeks. Her husband, Brad Simpson, is in custody on several charges, including a family violence charge. As a condition of his pretrial release, the court says that Simpson can't have contact with his 4 kids. His attorney, though, is trying to change that. And then on the other side, the DA's office says it is fighting to keep the terms as is.
We have the place surrounded. We know you are inside.
Antonio police cars, loudspeakers surrounding a Northeast Side motel this morning. Officers rounded up several guests as they were looking for robbery suspects. It happened at a Motel 6 near I-35 and Rittiman Road. Now, police didn't have to go far to find the suspects. They found them in the motel after several hours, and several pepper spray shots. Officers finally went in. They brought out several people. One woman who was in one of those rooms wound up in handcuffs and a cloud of pepper spray.
That was painful. Like, I felt like I was gonna die. Like, I could not breathe. They just wanted to ask me questions about, like, everybody over here at the 6, but I don't know nobody over here, so they just let me go.
And it's not unusual for police to go to that specific motel. Data from SAPD shows that officers were called to that property more than 150 times since last October for things like robberies, disturbances, and shootings. The city of San Antonio officially has a new fire chief, and there she is. Valerie Fausto has been serving as interim deputy chief since former Chief Charles Hood retired in January. So now City Council has to approve the appointment, and then after that, Fausto can officially take the job November 1st. She's been with the San Antonio Fire Department for 24 years. Now let's go to your Nightbeat news flash. I know you've seen this. The Menendez brothers could soon be released from jail. The Los Angeles District Attorney is recommending that Eric and Lyle Menendez be resentenced to 50 years to life in prison. So what that would do is make them eligible for parole immediately, since they were 18 and 21 when they killed their parents back in 1989. They've admitted to the crime, but said that they feared their parents were about to kill them to keep people from finding out that their father had been abusing Eric for years. The brothers were sentenced to life in prison without parole back in 1996. Now, before any of this goes through, the court needs to approve that resentencing. The Justice Department reaching a settlement in the Baltimore bridge collapse from last March. The two Singaporean corporations that owned and operated the ships have agreed to pay the DOJ nearly $102 million. The agreement resolves a civil claim alleging that the company's cost-cutting and negligence led to that bridge disaster. If you remember, 6 people, construction workers who had been on the bridge working during the impact, died. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash.
We are here to announce a new era in the history of the Sheriff's Office, something that we're very excited about. In fact, some of my partners in this endeavor have called this our legacy project because we believe that this is going to be the new normal moving forward for the Sheriff's Office.
You heard it right there. A new era for the Bexar County Sheriff's Office is what Sheriff Javier Salazar is calling it. He's talking about BCSO's first ever medical emergency deputy program. So let's go back. BCSO deputies, who are also EMT certified, make up the team. The med deputies act as immediate first responders during medical emergencies, and the goal here is to save lives by reducing emergency response time. And the sheriff says that the new med deputies could be hitting the streets as soon as tomorrow. Today, we took our 6 o'clock news on the road. We focused on the Thompson neighborhood, where last year there was a lot of heartbreak. 81-year-old Ramon Nájera was killed in a dog attack. And what happened to Ramon is something that people who live in that area tell us starts with a very common problem, and that's dogs that are allowed to just roam free. Katrina Weber shows us some of the close calls that they've had with other people's pets and also how the problem is being addressed.
The sweltering dog days of summer are on their way out. And just as unpopular here are dogs themselves, those on the loose in the Thompson neighborhood.
I've gotten chased before, and my mom actually, I think she got chased, and they almost tried to bite her, actually.
Key Williams lives near Couples Road and West Academy, where we saw no fewer than 4 pets on the streets one morning without their owners. In fact, one seemed to want in on our interview.
Just like that. Just like that. They're pretty. Yeah, they're pretty.
Over at Kennedy Park, one early morning walker had his own dog tale to share.
Just kept following, and I was like, you better not try to bite me, dog.
That close call has Andrew Galvan on alert now, always thinking about ways to protect himself.
Usually I go for a rock or something. Try to fend them off.
Got you. Most of the loose dogs we saw just ignored us. But neighbors say the problem can't be ignored. Animal Care Services confirms that this is a hot spot for dog calls. They say in the past year alone, they've had more than 800 calls from this neighborhood alone, many of those for loose dogs.
So it's something that our officers are out there quite a bit and trying to get a handle on the loose dogs in that area.
ACS says in many cases, people aren't doing enough to keep their pets secure. They're supposed to be kept inside a fenced-in area that doesn't allow their escape.
Animals can get attacked, other pets can get attacked, and then even worse, people are getting attacked.
The agency is trying to put a leash on this dog problem by fining the owners up to $2,000 for starters, even more for multiple offenses.
Hopefully, people can just lock up their gates and stuff and keep their dogs intact.
Key Williams says it would allow her to walk the streets freely again. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
You hear the music, you see those pictures, you know what that means. So I'm going to ask you, are you ready? Because this weekend, a big celebration is happening downtown for Muertos Fest. More than 100,000 people are expected to make their way to Hemisphere and Civic Park Saturday and Sunday. And the best part of all this is that it's free to go. You can see the hours of the festival on your screen. And if you can't go, we've got you covered. We're going to air a special broadcast of the event next Wednesday on all of our platforms here at KSAT. And I'm going to be hosting along with RJ Marquez. With that in mind, expect traffic. Turns out that Muertos Fest is just one of the events happening downtown this weekend. There's also the Billy Joel and Sting concert. That's going to bring in big crowds. So if you're going to be downtown, give yourself extra time to travel. City leaders are also asking you to use rideshare programs if that's an option for you.
A popular burger spot with a couple of violations. On this week's Behind the Kitchen Door, what health inspectors found inside.
Okay, pork in a shopping cart, warm, raw burger patties, live roaches. That's what inspectors found at a few local grocery stores and restaurants. Our Daniela Ibarra takes us behind the kitchen door.
Our first stop is here on the south side at Supermercado Poco Loco. There's a couple of things that food inspectors flagged, so let's head on in.
The grocery store on Nogalitos near Division Avenue wasn't too busy when we stopped by. We headed straight to the meat section in the back. That's where health inspectors found many of the issues that earned the store an 86.
Are you the manager?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, I'm Daniela with KSAT. We're doing behind the kitchen door. We got the most recent food inspection. We just have some questions about it.
Okay.
I know that the food inspector found multiple pieces of pork stored on a shopping cart without any barrier. Have you guys fixed that?
Yeah, we took care of it.
Inspectors also saw raw chicken, sausage, and meat in the same container. This man, who identified himself as the manager, says that was corrected.
What would you tell customers who might be nervous because, I mean, it's raw meat?
Do you want to talk to the manager?
I thought you were the manager.
Let me grab one real quick.
He then ran to grab another manager, who also says the issues have been taken care of.
What would you tell customers who, I mean, they come here, they trust you guys to make sure that they have food that's healthy for them to eat. What would you tell people who might be concerned?
It's all taken care of.
Out on the southwest side on Ray Ellison near 410, Ellison Food Mart earned an 85. Inside, inspectors saw live and dead roaches. An employee also told an inspector they don't use sanitizer to clean dishes. Let's head over to the far northwest side. Wayback Burgers on Bandera and 1604 earned an 83. They stored raw burger patties in a cooler nearly 30 degrees warmer than it should be. Employees threw them away by choice. We also caught employees leaving drinks on the cold prep line. That's an issue inspectors wrote the burger joint up for. That's what's behind the kitchen door. I'm Daniela Ibarra.
All right, let's get away from behind the kitchen door and talk about what's happening outside, specifically Halloween. We're getting ready for that.
Yes, we are. Halloween is just around the corner. By this time next week, we'll be wrapping up our trick-or-treating, and the kids are going to be sorting their candy, doing their trades, right? Doing the trades. It's always a big deal.
I think you still do that. Do you do that?
Well, see, I
kids?
do have the dad tax sometimes. You know, it's the Reese's. I'm just a sucker for the Reese's. They're so good. My kids now know to hide those, especially after Halloween, so I don't find them. All right, let's get right into our Halloween outlook. It's likely to be warm. No jackets necessary. It's going to be pretty much more of the same. We'll just trim off a few degrees. As for rain, some morning sprinkles possible. We'll have the low gray clouds for a good chunk of the day, and that could lead to just a few spits and sprinkles for the first part of the day. I don't anticipate you needing the umbrella for trick-or-treating. And at sunset, about 80 degrees for the trick-or-treating weather, and then dropping into the upper 70s thereafter. We're near 90 the next couple of days. Today, the high temperature was 88. Tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, about 88, 89 the high. And then into next week, we trim off into the mid 80s, mostly because we have extra clouds by Wednesday and on Halloween with the mid 80s. And notice that 10% chance Wednesday, Thursday. That's because of those morning clouds. And just like today with the morning clouds, you could have a few isolated sprinkles, but that's the most you can get out of them. There is a little bit of a wild card. We'll get into that in a moment, but we have to update our number. 48 days now in a row without measurable rain at San Antonio International Airport. It's the longest stretch since '96. The record is 63 days. That was set back in 1993. So going forward, we'll have an upper level high settle in over the next few days, and then closer to Halloween, this cool front's going to drop into Texas, likely stall just to the north of us, and that's going to be the focal point for most of the rain by next Wednesday, Thursday time frame. Is it possible that this could creep a little farther south? Absolutely. Is it probable, though? I don't think so. That's the key here. There's only about a 10 to 20% chance, I think, of that front getting close to us to really impacting our middle of the week next week, our Wednesday and Halloween. Here's the most recent drought monitor. Not good, especially for our neck of the woods. The red area, which used to be confined to the hill country, has now overspread just about all of Bexar County. That's the extreme drought category. And while we're on this topic, let's compare. Let's go back to September 13th. Not even considered abnormally dry for a good chunk of our area. That's this gray base map color that you see here. But then we fast forward to today, about a month and a half, and look what happens to the conditions. It deteriorates quickly. Now we're at 1,025 days since all of Bexar County has been considered drought-free. And as I showed you before, unfortunately, the pattern as of now isn't very good for the rain. So here's that upper level high that's going to be slowly working its way overhead into the weekend and early next week. Then we finally see a long wave trough dig into the western U.S. That's good. We like to see these dips in the upper level flow. That means the air masses are moving. We have the cooler air plunging south and we have some energy. Now this one here, it's going to be associated with that boundary on Thanksgiving just to the north of us. And I don't think it's going to impact our weather much, but I think it will signify the beginning of a trend of these troughs and more of a dynamic weather pattern overall going forward as we get into early November. So in the short term, it's not going to do much for us, but I think it is a good indicator, and we see signals of just more action, generally speaking, across the lower 48 compared to what we've had lately. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., 68. By noon, we're at 80, then 89 for that high temperature, making it into the lower 90s south and east of town. Hill country, you'll be in the mid 80s. And as I said, pretty much rinse and repeat, copy paste, carbon copy, whatever you want to call it. Look at these pumpkins. Have to end with this. Good carving there. Looking good, getting ready for the holiday. Post your photos of the pumpkins, the kids, whatever it is. KSAT Connect. We love to share them.
We're all about those pictures.
We are. And, we don't really have the clouds out there right now, but just like earlier today, you're going to wake up to them. And even some areas of fog. So plan for that.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So that's all I'm going to say. Just tonight didn't end the way many of us were hoping it would.
Yes, for the San Antonio Spurs, so happy that basketball is back finally, at least in that regard. But yes, the Spurs didn't finish the game the way they wanted it to after owning the lead at halftime. Larry Ramirez is live in Dallas with instant reactions. Plus, week 9 of the high school football season has commenced. Highlights coming your way. The Spurs embark on the new NBA season, hoping their efforts to add more experience around Victor Wembanyama will translate in the win column. San Antonio, though, facing a tough Dallas Mavericks team right out of the gate. First quarter, veteran guard Harrison Barnes lights out in his Spurs debut, hoisting back-to-back threes. He was 7 for 10 on the night. Second quarter, Wembanyama posts up in the paint, finishing underneath Derek Lively to break the tie later. Off the transition, Chris Paul drops Luka Doncic, throws the lob, and Wemby finishes. Spurs led at the break. Dallas caught fire from long range in the third quarter. New Maverick Klay Thompson broke a franchise record for the most triples made in a debut with 6. Then Luka Doncic brought the house down with this no-look pass to P.J. Washington, and the Spurs struggled to overcome the Mavs' explosive third quarter as San Antonio drops their season opener 120-109. Scoring was spread pretty evenly between Julian Champagnie, Jeremy Sohan Barnes, and Wemby for the Spurs. Now let's check in live with Larry Ramirez, who is in Dallas. Larry, tell us what the mood was in the Spurs post-game press conference.
Well, you know what, Mary? The mood was actually uplifting because the Spurs did something tonight that they didn't really do a whole lot of last year. So last year, as you know, it was turnovers and the third quarter that really did the Spurs in a lot, right? So they had a 2-point lead at halftime. Then the Mavs came out punching and took a 14-point lead in the third, but the Spurs cut it down to 2, showing some fight.
That you made a run back in the third.
Yeah, that's good, and the coach emphasized that too. But we know ourselves. We know we're gonna react. We know we're never gonna give up. But I think we gotta get better at reducing how bad those runs the opponents make.
But the effort was there all night. Execution failed us the first 5 minutes of the third quarter, and then I think they showed some good character by getting it back within 4 and not giving in. So I was happy to see that.
Yeah, so the Spurs are definitely improving in that area. And as far as getting back into basketball game shape, Wemby said it should take them 1 to 2 games. Mary, back to you.
All right, now to news involving John Jay High School alum and current Denver Broncos wide receiver Josh Reynolds. Reynolds was a victim in a shooting on Friday in Denver. The 29-year-old sustained 2 gunshot wounds, one to his left arm and one to the back of his head. The Broncos did say in a team statement Reynolds was treated for minor injuries, and it's unlikely the injuries will extend his stay on the IR as he is already rehabbing a fractured finger. Nonetheless, a scary situation. We hope Reynolds a speedy recovery. All right, after the break, Thursday night, big game coverage on the gridiron. No room for error when week 9 of the high school football season rolls around. Tonight at Rutledge Stadium, 2-5 Judson is on the outside looking in District 29 6A. Meanwhile, number 10 Canyon is undefeated in district. First quarter, Cougars Reese Dietrich on the keeper. The senior breaks the plane and the Cougars jump in front 7-0. Fast forward to a Judson fake punt. Handoff goes to Aiden Ramirez. He keeps the trick play alive, finding Davian Watson up the sideline, and Watson gets in for the touchdown. In the end, Judson escapes with the victory 14-13. Then over at Ferris Stadium, after a 15-minute delay due to the lights overheating, it was time for a third-place battle in District 28 6A as the 7th-ranked Harlan Hawks took on the Taft Raiders. The Hawks were loving the ground game. Peyton Matthews making quick cuts through the Taft defense for a 15-yard touchdown run. The line of scrimmage was owned by Harlan tonight, pushing QB Aldrich Trotter in for the touchdown. Harlan wins it 49-7. Now to Gustafson Stadium, the John Jay Band going with the Red Riding Hood performance at halftime. Laredo Martin is in town, taking on the undefeated Mustangs. The Tigers playing physical as Osvaldo Garcia bulldozes his way in for the 2-yard touchdown. But the Mustangs have the speed. Nicholas Rios right up the middle as Jay stays unbeaten with a 31-12 triumph. Some awesome stuff in the football world tonight.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. We'll be right back.
Ofrenda means offering, and on November 1st, these altars welcome back our loved ones to the world of the living. They're built with many pieces and parts, and each of them has a specific purpose. The most popular Ofrenda design includes 3 tiers or levels. The top tier represents the heavens and the loved ones you're honoring. Here you place your pictures besides images of saints and the Virgin Mary. The second tier represents the earth and its comforts. This is where you place offerings of their favorite food and drinks, including favorite objects from their life. The bottom level is the entrance. This is a place for spirits to cleanse themselves after their journey and their visit. This level also represents the bounty and beauty of earth, symbolized by corn, pumpkins, beans, and marigolds. Like the people they represent, each ofrenda is unique in its own way. The point is celebrating and reuniting with your loved ones.
Now we are talking about Halloween's. We're just days away from the holiday, and did you know that there are tons of family-friendly events happening all over town? Yeah, it's a really great way to explore different parts of San Antonio and our area while also getting into the Halloween spirit. We've got a full list of events listed for you right now on KSAT.com. Just look for that article. Adam.
And my mother-in-law, her candy of choice is the dots. You don't see them very often.
Old school. That's like 80s, 90s.
Super old school.
The ones that get stuck on the paper.
Yes,
Yeah.
dots. Anyway, looking at our temperatures, our high temperatures this past October, only 2 days, 2 afternoons have been below average. Our above average trend continues.
Sure, there's some paper in my stomach. The dots. All right. Have a great day.